There's two types of creators, the broke ones and the ones building successful online businesses. So in this video, I'm gonna break down step by step how you cannot be one of the broke ones. Look, I'm being serious when I say there's two types of creators. So for one, you have your content creator who just makes content and crosses their fingers and hopes something goes viral so they can get money from views and maybe a brand sponsorship. And then you have your contentpreneur. And these are people that are strategically making content to get in front of the right viewer to drive traffic to their online business, their offers, their communities, their digital products and whatnot. And the contentpreneur is actually making more money than the content creator with less viewership because they're only focused on getting the right views from the right people. And it's only going to take me about 5 minutes to break this down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, feel free to click off of this and go watch some video on how to hack the algorithm when you can't do that. And if you're a contentpreneur, you don't have to hack the algorithm. The algorithm actually works in your favor. So look, first of all, you need to start with the product in mind and stop waiting to monetize. So if you don't know what you're actually selling, then you don't know who it is that you're talking to. And most creators, they think this, they think, oh, I'll grow first and then I monetize later. And that's completely backwards. You want to have your product in mind first, and you only want to create content around your product. And the only products that sell online, whether it be a coaching offer, whether it be some type of digital product, whether it be a community, they all solve a solution, right? Or they all solve a problem. They're all solutions to somebody else's problems. And that's the only thing that's selling online. So if you have a solution that somebody else is in need of, and you brand yourself online as an authority that knows how to fix their problems, that's how you actually get in front of the right people. And that's how you actually monetize the audience, by being a contentpreneur. So look, you don't think audience first, and then later on you'll figure out something to sell. You always isolate a problem within the marketplace first, and then use a digital product as a vehicle to get somebody from where they are right now to where they want to be. And then you make content around that. Most people, they're thinking of picking a niche, whereas no, you pick an avatar within a niche, and an avatar is just a target person within that niche. And then you obsess on coming up with solutions to that individual's problem. That's it. So once you have a product, your content changes because you know who it is that you're making content for. You're not just making all types of random content, just throwing as much stuff up as you can on a wall and just crossing your fingers and hoping that something sticks. Your messaging changes because, again, you know who it is that you're actually talking to. Your audience changes, and this is how you actually do start to build an audience, because you don't want to just have some random broad audience. When you're building an audience, you want to be super targeted and you want to go really, really, really deep. That's what she said. But your audience starts to change, and you'll start to see certain things and certain patterns in your comments and your engagement, where it's like, damn, I'm getting like a lot of comments that sound very similar. And they sound very similar because the people that you start to attract will have a lot of common similarities, right? They may have the same common values. They may have some of the same things that they like. They may have some of the same things that they strongly dislike, right? Because they're all going through kind of similar life journeys, and your positioning changes. And everything in entrepreneurship, it truly comes down to positioning. So a lot of people's main problem, outside of that they're great at what they do and nobody knows that they exist, is that they have improperly positioned offers. So I'll give you an example. Somebody in the health niche, they may have a digital product or offer or a community about how to lose weight. And then that's so broad because so many people want to lose weight for so many reasons in so many different ways. But if that same person took that same exact product and made it for new mothers who only have 20 minutes a day, they would make so much more money with that same exact product just off of the positioning, because now the market will know who that's actually for. right? And then with the positioning, your offers change and you actually start to make the right offers for the right people. So without a product, you're just building a crowd. But with a product, you're building customers. And that's the main difference between the contentpreneur versus the content creator. So the second thing that you need to understand is this. We're in the trust economy right now, and relatability will always beat fake authority. So a lot of people, they're trying to look perfect to build authority, and that's what they think that they need to do. And that's actually a myth. So people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. So people are going to buy from you when they see themselves in your story. And stories are so important, and so many people are trying to look the part instead of actually sharing their story. And the story is what is going to connect with people. So you become the expert when you publicly teach. And this is a limiting belief that so many people come to me with, is that they don't feel as if they can be successful at making content to build their business because they're not this high level, super guru, astronomic level, guru, Mensa level yet. I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. So if you think about this, people don't teach because they're experts. They become experts because they teach. So everybody that you view as an authority, or everybody that you view as an expert in whatever the niche is, why do you view them as that? Because they publicly teach and they consistently show up video after video after video after video, time and time and time and time again. And since they publicly show up consistently and are teaching about the things that they know from their acquired knowledge, expertise, and experience, you as the viewer view them as the expert. Therefore, they become the perceived expert and the perceived authority in their space. So that's a huge limiting belief that's holding so many people back, is they don't think that they've reached this level of expert yet, when their audience is going to perceive them to be the expert because they publicly show up and consistently teach and talk about what it is that they know and their method and ways of doing things. So if you only are showing lifestyle stuff or flashy stuff or whatever the new shiniest thing is, like a car or a Lambo, or you're only showing wins and only how perfect that you are, people don't believe you. So trust comes from sharing your failures. Trust comes from sharing your anxiety, your setbacks, your realness. Be human. And this is a psychological thing just amongst humans, right? We're all different. We all have different personalities, but we are all the same species. And there's certain psychological factors that we all share. So people, they don't buy from these untouchable deity type figures. They buy from believable mentors. And especially today in the trust economy, people are buying things from people that they know, like, and trust first. And they're buying whatever your offer is secondly. And that's why so many people are struggling out here as entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs, whether it be a course, a different digital product, building a community or whatnot. It's because they're always trying to sell whatever it is that they have to offer. They're trying to sell their product instead of selling themselves first. And you sell yourself by sharing yourself with people so they can connect. Because yes, people, they're going through these problems. People, they want the solution to their problems, but they want to trust somebody to deliver them to where they want to go, right? That's where being human comes in. Always remember trust. Know, like, and trust factor, but the biggest emphasis is on the trust. Now, another thing that you need to realize to become a successful contentpreneur is that you have to stop trying to play to the algorithm. On any video that you create here on YouTube, do not think that the algorithm is even a real thing. Just remove that from your vocabulary. And anytime you think algorithm, just think people, because the algorithm is people. That's all it is. And all that the algorithm wants to do is simply just show people what it is that they want to see. So many people are watching all these videos on how to hack the algorithm and the new tips, the algorithm. Here's the algorithm update. Well, now the algorithm's doing this and the algorithm's doing that. Think contentpreneur instead of content creator. So if we're thinking of how does YouTube make money? Ask this, let's work backwards. If YouTube is a business and their primary objective is to make money, how does YouTube make money? YouTube makes money from selling advertising space. So how does somebody make money from the ad? Well, YouTube or the creators make content, YouTube places it, and then they sell the impressions, or they sell eyeballs to people that are spending marketing dollars to have people buy their offers or whatnot, right? Well, if the algorithm did not want people to see videos, then YouTube would not have a business, because that's the only way that people can see the videos. And the advertisers would not want to spend their advertising dollars on YouTube if their target customers were not watching the right videos to whereas they could place ads on. So use my video as an example. And I'm sure you click off of all these ads because ads, just think of how many ads you skip on a day-to-day basis, and just use this video as an example of this lesson that I'm teaching right here. Since I'm in the business space and I talk about entrepreneurship, business, digital products, communities, personal branding, right? 9 times out of 10, if an advertiser is paying to get on an ad in my video, it's probably going to be something in the make money online, passive income, entrepreneurship, business space, right? So YouTube is only going to place my content in front of people that are interested in that. So the advertisers could try to get a sale off of getting in front of my videos, when most likely you just skip off of all of them. And the stuff that you do buy, or if an ad did catch your eye, it will probably be from somebody that you already have some brand familiarity with. And if it did convert, it will probably be from somebody that you know, like, and trust, all right? So if you just think of this and just eliminate algorithm from your vocabulary and just think people, then you start to think of what people actually want. And when you're thinking of your avatar, this person that you're actually going to add true value to, you're thinking, what is it that they're searching for? What is it that they watch? Who is it that they watch? Why are they watching the type of content that they're watching? And then you can just make that stuff for them. And then the algorithm starts to work in your favor, because it simply just turns into a distribution system for your message. That's it. This stuff is really simple. A lot of people are just overcomplicating it. So if you chase all these viral formats like content creators, you might grow, but you will not convert. And the worst thing that can happen for somebody is for you to get a whole lot of views, and then you get that dopamine spike and you feel good about yourself. Oh, these videos, they got a lot of views, but you didn't make any money from it. You didn't get any sales from it. Why? Because all views are not created equally. And that's why contentpreneurs with smaller micro niche YouTube channels are making way more money than the content creator that has a lot of views. Somebody in my community, actually, not too long ago, he had a video go viral. Last I checked on it, it had like over 3 million views. He was feeling good about himself. Oh man, look at all these subscribers coming in. Look at these views. But none of the views were the right views, because he didn't make a single dollar off of that video. And it was a short. So it's like his product was to help beauticians, barbers, people in that niche make more money per customer by adding a service of a micro scalp pigmentation, where people go and get hair and hairlines tattooed and stuff. But everybody that viewed that video was a bunch of kids making fun of people getting their hairlines tattooed and stuff. Yeah, it went viral, but it was for none of the people that would buy his offer to learn how they could implement that service into their business to make way more money per customer. All views are not created equal. So you have to be willing to sacrifice views for revenue alignment. Everything is clarity, and clarity beats virality 10 times out of 10. So while you're thinking of this and getting in front of the right person, you have to be able and be willing to sell to the right person way more than you think. And this is where most creators absolutely crumble. So for one, you have to be selling, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, you have to be selling every single day. 365 days a year, you need to be selling, and you need to be tracking the right metrics. But most content creators, they're tracking the wrong things. They're tracking views. They're tracking subscribers. They're tracking likes. They're tracking comments. But contentpreneurs, totally different ballgame. They're tracking clicks. They're tracking sales page views instead of views per video, because it doesn't matter how many views you get on a video if people are not clicking through to whatever link that you have, whether it be in your description or a pinned comment, and getting to your landing page. So contentpreneurs are actually tracking views, but they're tracking sales page views. They're tracking opt-ins from that lead page or that sales page. And then they're tracking the conversion rate. What percentage of those people that land on the page actually convert to an actual customer? When you're focused on these things right here, then you'll know what it is that you actually need to optimize for. Whereas most people that are just out here creating videos all the time and just posting content, they're thinking about all this stuff. And then they're not tracking any actual metrics or any actual KPIs, and KPI stands for key performance indicators that will actually make a dent in their business. And that's why no matter what they do, or no matter how much more content that they make, they never make more money, because they're focused on the wrong numbers. And like I said already, you need to be selling every day. So when I say that you need to be selling every day, a lot of people, they get really intimidated by that. And they're like, oh, so I need to be making content every day. How much content should I post? And most people are thinking content creation also, so they're only thinking of making short form content. And in short form content, you have to make a lot of content, because the lifespan of it is here today, literally gone today. When I used to do short form content, man, it was exhausting. I was posting 3 to 5 times per day. Plus, I had a strategy that I called the infomercial strategy, where I was posting an additional 5 times overnight between the times of 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. And then 12 a.m. and 5 a.m. And by 6 a.m., I would delete all the posts and then have my regular 3 to 5 posts per day, while posting multiple stories every day, and while going live damn near every day, and start to experiment with ads. And with ads, people don't even realize it's way more content creation, because ads fatigue super duper fast, and you always have to be testing new ad creatives. So for one ad, I used to shoot like 20 to 30 different, or maybe like 15 to 20 different hooks, and then 4 to 5 pieces of body, and then like 3 to 4 different ends of call to actions just for one ad, and always have to be testing for that. And then I will be spending money on that too. So people think that I'm saying you need to be doing all of that and selling every day. No, that stuff is exhausting. You can use actual leverage, and leverage is all that we need to be building here. Use actual leverage on a platform like YouTube, and YouTube can be working for you and selling for you nonstop, 365, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because YouTube is the only evergreen platform. So when I say evergreen, I mean that the content on YouTube is not meant to just be here today, gone tomorrow. YouTube is the only platform on the internet where longevity is rewarded. So even if you just go and look at your favorite person's YouTube channel, go and categorize their content from most popular to least popular. Excuse me. 9 times out of 10, and yeah, there's an exception to the rule, but the rule is typically you'll see that that creator's most popular video is something that they did a long time ago. And if you look at the comments and if you look and see how many views that they're getting, those videos are still getting views years later. On my channel, the most viewed videos that I get pretty much on a monthly basis and that get me the right views, the right leads, and the right sales, they're from stuff that I did like 2 years ago. Nothing else has that power and that compounding effect as YouTube. So when I say that you need to be selling every single day and be building leverage, YouTube can be building that, because imagine if you have a catalog of content to whereas the work that you did today is getting viewed weeks, months, and years from now, and you have a catalog of that. I have little mini Aston CEOs just running around all over YouTube, building my income, impact, and influence from my old work. And then you start to get this evangelistic effect also. When I say evangelist, I'm just talking about an ambassador, because when you're truly adding value to the marketplace, other people are going to be sharing your content as well. That little arrow up under the YouTube videos that says share, thousands of people share my videos each and every single week. Well, guess what? They're doing that on videos that I did last week. They're doing that on videos that I did last month, 3 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. Right? So you have all this true digital asset of YouTube, because it truly is an asset, this catalog that you're building, selling and working for you every single day. So that's why I'm like, okay, pick a platform that's going to work for you the longest. If you're thinking contentpreneur, you know that business is a long-term game. Most people out here losing it's because they're trying to think, how can I get the most money by next week? And they're watching all these stupid, crappy, fast passive income, easy side hustle, make a bunch of money today videos. And then a whole year passes by, a whole 3 years passes by, and they're in the same position, if not behind, when they could have been building something of true value along the way, and building real income along the way as well, and real consistent income along the way as well. A lot of people, they're scared of how long something's going to take, but I'm like, why are you tripping? The time's going to pass anyways. Why not be getting better? Why not be crafting your skills? Why not be acquiring new skills and becoming a better you along the way? But you need to be selling every day. And if people call you a sellout, then you've built the wrong audience. People, if you're truly adding value to them, people are not going to be mad that you're selling something to them, especially if you don't sell stuff to people. I don't sell stuff. I offer stuff to people. So if you're adding true value to people, if you're actually helping people, if you're guiding them through certain situations that they're going through in real time, and you make your offer, literally don't try to sell it, literally just offer your solution or what it is that you have to sell as a logical next best step, people are going to take it. Yeah, every once in a while, it'll be 1 or 2 comments here or there. Oh, he should sell something. Which when I get those type of comments, it makes absolutely no sense to me that people are watching videos on how to build businesses and how to make money online, and they get mad at people that are selling stuff, making money online, when the only way that they can make some money online is to sell something. It's freaking stupid to me. But every once in a while, I literally get maybe 1 or 2 comments like that every blue moon. It doesn't happen. Why? Because I'm truly adding value to people, and I have like a 99-to-1 give to ask ratio. I give this much, and then I really don't even ask. I just offer if you need more assistance or more guidance or more actual hands-on help and feedback within my community, right? And here's the thing about people that do call people sellouts too. I've never understood this stuff, but the person that wakes up at least 5 days out of the week at a time that they don't want to wake up, to go to a job that they don't want to go to be around people that they don't want to be around at a place that they don't want to be for at least 40 hours a week. And the sole reason why they do it is for a little bit of money. They don't even do it for a lot of money. They do it for a little bit of money. That sounds like a sellout to me, But they'll sit there and they'll call somebody that's actually doing what they want to do, how they want to do it, when they want to do it, on their own terms, walking within their purpose. They'll call that person a sellout when they literally are existing in a life that they hate and that they don't want to live on a day-to-day basis for a little bit of money. They're the ones that call people sellouts. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. But actually selling and making offers to people, it filters out all the freebie seekers, right? It actually trains people to know that you have something of value that if they want it, they will have to exchange value, their currency, for it. And that's all that money is. A lot of people, they don't realize what money is. And money is simply just a symbol. And money is just a symbol that value has been exchanged. That's it. Think about that. Every single dollar that you spend it on something to where you get value back. The only reason I got this water is because it's of value to me. Therefore, I exchanged my money for the bottle of water. And the thing about value also, if you think about this, that's why we always want to be giving unequal value propositions, because we only spend our money on stuff that we think has more value than our dollar, or else we would keep our money and spend it on something else. Think about that. All right. So also, like I said, it sets expectation. It sets expectation that you are someone of value within the marketplace. Now, majority of your viewership, just being real with you, they're not going to buy anything from you. But those people that are serious about making a change in their life, they will. And if you're thinking like a contentpreneur, you'll realize that you don't need to get in front of that many of those people. There's a concept that this guy by the name of Kevin Kelly had. He called it 1,000 True Fans. Changed my life. The whole concept of Kevin Kelly's article, 1,000 True Fans, was if you get 1,000 people to pay you $100 per year, you'll have, what is going on with my pen? You'll have your $100,000 business, right? This is very doable. And once you understand the concept, you realize that you don't even need to have 1,000 people depending on what your prices are. And when I started my YouTube journey, I got very inspired off of this guy that I had discovered up in Vancouver, Canada. He only had like 5 to 6, maybe 7,000 subscribers, and he had a $30,000 per month business. Why? Because he had 300 people paying $100 per month. He had a $30,000 per month business. He now has a 6-figure per month business, but he still fairly has a small YouTube channel in the scheme of YouTube, right? That's doable. All the content creators that are thinking the money is made and having all these huge, vast audiences, that's not where it's at. And that's why so many people are so scared to actually be consistent, let alone start, because they're looking at a bunch of smoke and mirrors and vanity metrics and thinking that they have to do that. But no, when you're thinking contentpreneur and business first, you realize that you can actually do more with less. And just look throughout history, a lot of great things have happened with people that have done less. Great movie, great story. Leonidas, he only needed 300 men, became legendary. There's this one guy that they call Jesus, even though the letter J probably didn't exist back then. More so Yahshua, Yahweh, whatever you want to call him. He only had 12 followers. He's still a pretty big deal to this day. People talk about him all around the world, right? You can do a lot more with less. But most people, they don't have a monetization problem like they think. They actually have a selling frequency problem. And like I said, they don't have some type of leverage or some type of vehicle that is selling for them every single day. Take your YouTube seriously. It can change your life. It changed my life. And when you're thinking of your YouTube seriously, then you realize that the type of content that you need to make is a little different. And if you just use this formula of what I use, every single video that I use, I only make epic expert content. So the E in epic stands for entertaining. Now, this is why you need to understand who your audience is and who your avatar is. Because yes, even though the only online offers and digital products that are selling for the most part are educational videos. But if you just give tutorials all the time, then people are just going to come to you to learn the tutorial and then leave and go watch the next video. So if something isn't at least somewhat entertaining to them, then they may click off of your video. Now, that's why I say you need to know who your audience is, because people are entertained by different things. So I know my audience. I don't have to be out here shucking and jiving and I don't have to shuck and jive. I don't have to do a lot of goofy stuff. I can tell a joke here and there. I can tell a cultural reference. I can talk about something from a TV show when I grew up. I can educate. But I know what it is that they're entertained by. And I know that because the P in epic, it stands for personalized. Again, you have to know who it is that you're speaking to. And that's why I get comments literally on a daily basis of, man, it feels like you talking to me. Oh man, how'd you know I need this? Are you talking to me through the screen? They feel like that because I am talking to them through the screen, because I'm so tuned in to who my audience is and my avatar. And my avatar, it's very easy for me to make content for myself. And if you're able to, this could be a game changer for you. I only make content for my former self. So if you feel in tune with my content, it's because you are me from 2, 3, 5, 7, and 10 years ago. And that's why I have so much conviction and passion with my words at times through my content, because I'm like doing my best to reach through the screen and be like, listen to me. Like, listen to me, fam. Because I'm just giving the information that I needed along the way, because I've been through a lot of pain along my entrepreneurial journey that could have been avoided if I had the knowledge and the information that I have acquired now. So I'm doing my best to give that to people through the screen. And that's why people that consistently watch my content, that's why you feel my content, because we're pretty much the same. And then the I in epic stands for irrefutable. So anything that I say, I can speak with confidence because I'm only talking about stuff that I know. I never give you any theory. This is all fact. And how do I know it's fact? Because I'm only talking about stuff that I've done, or I'm only talking about stuff that people in my community that I've helped have done. And then the C stands for clear. Clarity beats cleverness 10 times out of 10. Clear, concise messages over some mysterious, cool stuff. People need to be able to clearly understand you. Meet people where they're at. Now, on the expert side of things, the E stands for educational. I make educational content, right? Because informational digital products, what sells? Not only information, but transformation, right? People, they want a transformation. They want to go from where they are right now to where they want to be. And a good mixture, once you combine the educational content with the entertaining content, I call it edutainment. It's a gold mine. The X stands for experience, right? Kind of goes hand in hand with this irrefutable right here, right? I'm talking from experience. People trust my content because I'm talking from experience. Again, I'm not talking about what I know, what I think. I'm talking about what I know. The P stands for problem solving. Remember, we're in the problem solving business, and the only things that are selling are solutions to people's problems. So we make content showing that we know how to solve the problem. The E stands for execute. So in all of my videos, I give some type of game to where somebody could instantly do something and execute off of the information that I've given. The R stands for relevant to pain. Again, you need to know who it is that you're tuned into so you can tap into their pain points, because pain is the number one moving motivator that makes people actually take action to make change within their life. So most people, they're just trying to draw people or lead people towards their pleasure, versus not realizing that if you draw someone away from their pain, they will take action way faster. And then the T stands for take action. You do never want to lose an opportunity to give some type of CTA, which stands for call to action, for your avatar to actually take action. So that might be either making the direct call to action to buy your offer or your product or join your community. That might be a call to action to get a freebie to build your email list, or that might just be a call to action to watch your next video so somebody can stay in your ecosystem and get what I call the binge and buy effect happening, where somebody watches video after video after video and they build that know, like, and trust factor, or that trust factor actually, and then they eventually buy. I call it the binge and buy effect. But you never want to lose the opportunity to tell somebody, or tell not just somebody, to tell the right body, the right person, to take a call to action to get the logical next best step. If you lock in on making epic expert content, it starts to become very simple to get numbers coming in online in your business, just like all them that you see on the screen right now. If you're ready to make more working less online from stuff that you already know, go ahead and click the link down in the description. Join this credit at the top community. And I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. I'm telling you, lock in on this, build an actual audience of buyers and not just subscribers. And go ahead and check out this video right here for the 3 digital products that will always sell to this audience, no matter what the market's doing, no matter what's trending, and no matter what the algorithms are doing. It's credit at the top.